Hello, and this is my last video lecture for this particular class, and we're going to talk about Republic Act number 11057, otherwise known as the Personal Property Security Act. Don't worry, we're not going to discuss everything because the syllabus actually only talks about I think the first few sections of the law. And what is important here is that we know the scope, and then we're going to talk about security interest. Okay? But hindi lahat siya, hindi lahat ng batas ang mako-cover because we're going to follow what is in this syllabus. So, what is the scope of the Personal Property Security Act, or RA number 11057? So, it applies to all transactions of any form that secures an obligation with movable collateral, except interest in aircrafts, which is of course subject to a different law, the Civil Aviation Authority Act, and interest in ships. So, magkaiba lang. Iba lang yung para sa aircrafts, na iba lang din yung para sa seagoing vessels. But all transactions of any form that secure an obligation with movable collateral. And that is why it technically repeals the Chattel Mortgage Act. Okay? So, it repealed all the existing laws, not just the Chattel Mortgage Act, on the previous conventional and traditional pledges, chattel mortgage, etc. So this is a new development, which of course medyo mahirap intindihin if you had been taught like me previous yung mga old laws natin. But that's okay, because again, we're just going to focus on what are the important features of this particular law. Aside from repealing all those old laws, it introduced the term secured transactions and security interest. So, what are the objects of the law? So, the so-called security interest. And what is a security interest? A security interest may be created over all forms of tangible or intangible asset or personal property as we define under the Civil Code, including, but not limited to, rights arising from contracts like securities, commodity contracts, lease of goods, including financial leases and operating leases of not less than 1 year. Okay, so mga medyo long-term leases. And then equipment, what else? Inventory, even deposit accounts and negotiable instruments, negotiable documents of title, intellectual property, livestock, so cattle, etc., fixtures, accessions, and commingled goods, or even future property or after acquired assets. See, this is very, very broad. It's like all types of transactions. And the assets involved in that transaction will be covered. Okay, so of course, the security interest can only be created on the asset over which the grantor has a legal right. And that's why, syempre, kahit na hindi naman siya nakalagay dun sa bar review, bar syllabus, kailangan alamin din natin sino ba si grantor at sino ba si secured creditor. So under section 3 of the law, the grantor may be any of the following: the person who grants a security interest and collateral to secure its own obligation or that of another person, or a buyer or other transferee of a collateral that acquires its right subject to a security interest, a transferor in an outright transfer of goods and accounts receivable, or a lessee of goods. Now, what about a secured creditor? Under corporation laws, yung secured creditor natin, yung nag-mortgage, diba? Yung merong din. So, parang ganito rin dito. So, it is a person that has a security interest. Now, for the purposes of registration and priority only, it includes a buyer of account receivable and a lessor of goods under an operation of not less than 1 year. Operation lease, or lease for more than 1 year, at least 1 year, not less than 1 year. So, Pag mga short term, hindi obra. Okay? So, now that we know who the grantor and who a secured creditor is, kasi naging mababanggit yan, no? When we talk about security interest. So, balik tayo sa what is a security interest. So, it is a property right. A property right in collateral that, number one, secures payment or other performance of an obligation. So, that is traditionally what we know as either a chattel mortgage or a pledge, diba? So, sanla, parang ganun. Para matiyak mo na mababayaran ka. So, it is regardless of whether the parties have denominated it as a security interest and regardless of the type of asset, the status of the grantor or secured creditor, or the nature of the secured obligation. So, lahat tawag doon is security interest. Or, it is also the buyer of accounts receivable and lessor under an operating lease for not less than 1 year. So, lahat na yon ang tawag ay property right in collateral, which is a security interest. So, it now covers everything. Hindi na iba-iba yung pangalan. Lahat siya, no, as long as papasok doon sa in-enumerate ko, that is a security interest. Now, so, let's talk about how we view it, no, parang yung flow niya. So the security interest of secured creditor, no, meron siyang parang ladderized siya. Okay? So, with creation of the security interest, and then we have the perfection, and then we have enforcement. So, under the bar syllabus, sabi, creation lang, and then yun nga, perfection. Wala na dun sa enforcement. So, doon na lang muna tayo sa first two. Now, how is a security interest created? So, it's created by a security agreement or the lease of an operating lease for not less than 1 year. Again, so, any security agreement, like sanla ko to, diba, ang bahay ko, or whatever, ganun pa din yun. Parang, well, not really bahay ko kasi movables dapat. So, sanla ko tong kotse ko. Ayan, sanla ko yung kotse ko. Then, that is a security agreement. Or the lease of an operating lease for not less than 1 year. Again, not a short-term lease, but a long-term lease. So, meron na kagad security interest. Okay. So, a security agreement, no, hindi lang yung sanla-sanla, pwede rin siyang makreate by the sale of an account receivable. So, meron kang account receivable. So, instead of ikaw yung kukolekta, ano gagawin mo? Ibebenta mo na yon, unless otherwise stipulated by the parties in that particular document sale. Okay, so this is really a very broad law because it covers all types of transactions, no? Lahat ng pwede mong maisip, lahat ng permutation na po pwede mong ma-secure mo yung transaction mo, papasok dito sa except again for the ships and the airplane, no, or aircraft, and of course the fact that syempre it talks about movables, intangible, and tangible assets both. Okay, now what else? So, a security agreement must be contained in a written contract under Section 6, signed by the parties, so written, or it is in writing. So, it may consist of one or more writings that, okay, when you look at it, establish the intent of the parties to create a security interest. Meron bang kailangang wording? Not really. Okay? The way I look at Section 6 of the law, hindi naman siya strict. Diba? Kasi, basta, pakita yung intention. So, we have to look at the intention. So, you have to describe, of course, the property that you're going to use as collateral. So, when would you now consider it as efficient? No, tama na, no, para maging maayos, no, or tama or valid yung security agreement. So, a description of the collateral should be considered sufficient, no, whether specific or general, if it identifies, no, reasonably identifies the collateral. So, paano yan? All personal property, all equipment, all inventory, or personal property within, let's say, in this warehouse, etc. Pwede na yun. Okay? So, pwede na namang very specific, like, my Honda Civic, etc. Diba? With model number, chassis number, yes, pwedeng maging very specific, pwede ring maging general, as long as it identifies the collateral. Okay. Now, what if you dispose of the collateral, then the security interest will continue even if the collateral, was disposed of. Okay. Papalitan lang. That is the idea. Okay. Now, what about future property? Kasi pwede rin siyang gamitin, di ba? Ang sabi is, the security agreement may provide for the creation of a security interest in future property or after acquired assets, but the security interest in that property is created only when the grantor acquires rights in it or the power to encumber it. Meaning, pag nakuha na niya. Okay? Pag meron na. Although pwedeng magkaroon ng security interest doon sa mangyayari pa lang, makukuha pa lang, pero nakikreate lang yung security interest when it's already there. Okay? So, hindi naman pwede yung puro promise. Sabi nga, di ba? O promise me. Ang sabi nila doon. Okay? Another thing that we have to consider is the security agreement may provide that the security interest in a tangible asset, that is untransformed into certain product, extends to the product itself. So, kunwari, meron kang interest, let's say, sa sacks of flour, and then na-transform siya sa product, baked goods. So, yung security interest mo pwedeng ma-transform dun sa product. Kasi, di ba, ginamit na siya for baking. Okay? But, it is limited to the value of the encumbered asset, immediately before it became part of the product. Siyempre, dinagdagan mo na ng itlog, di ba? Yung flour, dagyan mo ng ano, chocolates or whatever, tumaas na value nun. So, hindi din tataas yung security interest mo. Hanggang doon ka lang sa value nung kung anong kinargang flour doon. Okay? That is how, we can put it simply. Now, what about replacement? Kasi di ba, dispose, etc. Excuse me. Okay. Then it can also extend to its replacement if you agree and if you put that in writing in your security agreement. So again, it will also be limited to the value of the encumbered asset. Okay. Now, what about right to proceeds, right to commingled funds? So again, hanggang dun lang sa traceable proceeds. Now, so kung pera or what, hanggang dun lang dun sa amount, kahit na nakumingle na siya with other funds or money. Okay? So as long as it is traceable. Kasi remember, these are intangible assets, but they can still be traced. Okay? I mean, you cannot identify the exact money, but you can identify the amount of money. Okay? So that is the idea. What about na commingle in mass? Okay, we're talking about property here, so may commingling, may lahat na to. So again, extends only to the proportion. So always up to the extent. It can never be more than that. Whether you transform it into a different product or goods, whether you commingle it, whether you mix it with other things, as long the extent of your security interest will only be up to the original interest that you had prior to the commingling, prior to the transformation. Okay. What else? Okay. Now, when shall the security interest be extinguished? Kailan nawawala? When all secured obligations have been discharged. Siyempre, di ba, nabayaran yung utang, then wala na. Okay? And as long as there are no more outstanding commitments to extend, credit secured by the security interest. So, magtapos na, wala na rin yung security interest. And it's like daily law before. Okay? binago lang natin yung term, and then yun nga, ginawa lang natin to cover all transactions so that we don't have to deal with a lot of loss. Okay, but when shall a security interest be perfected, which is one of the coverage of the bar syllabus, perfection of the security interest. So it shall be perfected when it has been created and the secured creditor has taken one of the actions, no, under section 12. Okay, and once it is perfected, no, the security interest is perfected, it becomes effective against third parties. So meron ka na, diba, topo barega, sa'yo na yon. Okay, so what are the means? Yun yung section 12. So perfection of the security interest, registration of a notice with the registry, possession of the collateral, so nasa yun na by the secured creditor, binigay na sa kotse, binigay sa susi, lahat, o yan, bitin na. And control of investment property and deposit account. So registration, possession, or control, depende yan kung anong klase pinag-uusapan. So security interest in any tangible asset may be perfected by either registration or possession. So kung nirehistro mo, diba, so na parang yung chattel natin dati, diba, kaya hindi mo makuha yung ORCR mo kasi merong nakalagay, or possession itself of the property subject of that security interest, kung alin yung pinaka-collateral, or a security interest in investment property and deposit account naman, no, yung mga kaperahan, or some other funds, no, it may be perfected either by registration, then kunwari sa shares, no, or control of that account. That so when we say perfection by control, how do we do this? So the rules, no, in relation to perfection by control is that the security in a deposit account, no, investment property, may be controlled by how? Creation of the security interest in favor of the deposit-taking institution or the intermediary. Okay? So, bangko, karaniwan yan. Diba? Sino kung ano ang deposit-taking, or any institution which does that. Now, or the conclusion of a control agreement, di ba, na ako lang ang pwedeng mag-dispose nito, or any you cannot withdraw from this investment account, etc. That is a form of control. Or for an investment property that is an electronic security not held with an intermediary, then notate mo lang yun sa books, no, on behalf of the issuer, or maintained by the issuer, no, parang para din yung dati na ililin mo na, hoy, hello, this is a security for an earlier transaction as evidenced by this written security agreement. Okay, so that is the idea. Now, what about security interest in tangible assets? Sabi natin, registration and or possession. So, what if hindi siya na-register? No. Kunwari, merong ano, pero hindi mo napuntahan sa register, hindi mo na sa registry, hindi mo na pa-register. So, even if it's not registered, the security agreement remains valid between the parties. Now, what about possession? It can be actual or constructive, no? And it can be either the creditor himself or herself, or a depositary acting for that, diba? Pwedeng third party na inauthorize no secured creditor or acting for his behalf. Okay, then the only thing that we have to remember here is that the debtor or the grantor, no, cannot possess the collateral on behalf of the secured creditor for purposes of perfecting and maintaining the security interest over such collateral. Okay? Coffee break. Now, what about intangible assets? So, again, it can be registration of a notice with the registry or conclusion of a control agreement. Like in the first part of my discussion on that, no, dun sa mga tangible assets, even if it is not registered, no, yung isa intangible assets ang subject or object, then the security still remains valid even if not registered. Okay. Now, pwede rin magkaroon kayo ng control agreement. Okay. So, ano yung control agreement? That ikaw na yung hahawak doon, ikaw na yung may control, no? So possession versus control, something like that. And you will now indicate, no, the date and time of the execution of that control agreement. Okay. Now, what about for securities or deposit accounts? Kasi yun yung collateral mo. So it's perfected by registration, no, of a notice with the registry, kasi meron tayong registry, chattel registry yan, okay, yung dating chattel registry. Here we have the registry of secure transactions, no, or securities. Okay, now and security, now security, even if, no, if it involves these deposit accounts, kahit di man register, it will not mean that it will not be valid. Okay. For practical reasons, we register so that wala nang tanong-tanong, di ba? Wala nang eme-eme. But the transaction remains valid. The use of that asset, the use of that deposit account, the use of that security as a collateral remains valid even without registration. That is, well, the basic rule. Now, pwede rin, diba, that it is also perfected through the creation of a security interest in favor of the deposit-taking institution or the intermediary. So, doon mo sa kanila, gagawa ka ng security agreement, diba? So we have a security interest, and then the debtor or the grantor, debtor-grantor, no, will now have to have a security agreement with the secured creditor, and that's it. Okay? And conclusion siya ng control agreement, no, in favor of the secured creditor. Okay? Now, executed to under oath. Remember, medyo mahirap kapag mga intangibles na pinag-uusapan, especially investment accounts, deposit accounts, etc. So, it's executed under oath, and it will include the date and time of the execution of the agreement para alam mo yung cut-off. That is the idea behind that. Okay? So, that is what happens. Now, what about electronic securities? Okay? So, again, perfection would include registration of a notice with the registry na saying, oy, okay, these electronic securities or these securities are now collateral in an earlier transaction, etc. But, even if not registered, as usual, the agreement, no, the security remains valid between the parties. It still secures the debt. Okay? And another way by which we can perfect that security interest is by the execution of a control agreement between the grantor and the secured creditor, or control through notation of a security interest in the books maintained by or on behalf of the issuer for the purpose of recording the name of the holder of the securities. Okay? So, isang natin dito is pwede mo siyang ipa-annotate. That is the idea of control, no? Annotation. Yung dati natin ginagawa regarding, let's say, sa property, real property kasi, gano'n, di ba, pinapa-annotate natin. So, yes. Okay. Now, what about intermediated electronic securities? May dalawang klase kasi, electronic securities, non-intermediated, and then we have intermediated electronic securities. Huwag na natin munang alamin what is intermediated and what is mediated, because honestly, no, mahirap ipaliwanag And hopefully, hindi na siya i-cover doon sa bar exam. Kasi, mga specific examples on this. But, let's just put it this way. When we talk about intermediated electronic securities, sila yung uncertificated, no? Uncertificated securities na merong mahawak na iba. Okay. When we say intermediary, we have the debtor, di ba? The debtor, grantor, and then we have the creditor. Pero the security is held by an intermediary. That is the idea. So, may ibang may hawak sa kanya. So, kung may ibang may hawak, kailangan na magkaroon ka ng control doon, di ba? Ma-notify siya, magkaroon ka ng control so that you can perfect the security. Otherwise, there's no perfection. And here, no, in the intermediated electronic securities, no, registration then, again, even if not registered, the security remains valid. And then another way is to execute a control agreement between whom? Between the intermediary, the grantor, and the secured creditor. Para alam ni intermediary, teka, security itong hawak ko. No? It is now subject of a security agreement. Okay. So we have control agreement, a security agreement. Can there be a control agreement without a security agreement? No, because the security agreement, siya yung nauuna. Control agreement is as to perfection. But security agreement is the initial agreement between the debtor-grantor and that of the secured creditor, or the creditor who wants to be secured in that particular transaction by asking for a collateral. Okay. So what else? Now, let's say di-register mo na, may control agreement ka pa, okay? Or binago mo yung means ng perfection, how you perfect the security interest. So the security interest now will remain perfected despite no changes, kahit paano ang ginawa mo dyan, as long as it always remains perfected, no, that even the transformation, the change in the means of perfection happen. Okay. So, the idea behind perfection kasi is a critical mechanism to protect the parties, no, the secured parties, especially the secured creditors, rights to personal property. We're talking about personal property here, diba? Kasi nga, intangibles, as well as movables. Okay. So, this time, medyo structured na yung methods ng perfection. Meron ng means, ano-ano ang pwede mong gawin, di ba, para mag-perfect mo yung security. And there's now an electronic registry. Yun ang sinasabi nating registry. Okay. So that, malalaman din. Hopefully, no, the idea behind this is makita mo kagad din kung ginagamit na collateral pala yung alin, yung binebenta sa'yo na something, or yung sinasanla ulit sa'yo nung pala doble-doble sanla na, or whatever. Hopefully that electronic registry will be open to everybody, can be accessed by everybody, and can be updated so that we can have more transparency in secure transactions. Okay, so on the part of the creditors, no, then they really have to ensure that they abide by the perfection requirements. Why? So that literally they can be secured, no, in their transaction. Hindi lang basta na collateralize, no, before kasi parang medyo walang structure, well, supposedly, and so that you can have preference over other debtors. Remember, no, we discussed this before in terms of debt securities under corporation law. So the idea is that you have preference, no, if you are a secured creditor, if you have a lien on a certain property or asset of the corporation, diba, mas ikaw yung maunang bayaran in case something goes wrong, in case of liquidation, etc. So, in terms of real property, there's a different rule. But here, 11057 talks about personal property as security, and that's why it repealed all the other existing laws and provisions which we were using before as to chattel, mortgage, as to pledges. Okay, so just remember, take note of sections 3 to 4 of the law. On the definition, it defines the terms to which I have discussed, or sort of mentioned earlier, like security interest, collateral, control agreement, the grantor, secured creditor. And again, yung application niya, it applies to all transactions, securing obligations with movable collateral except plane and ships. And sections 5 to 10 talk about the creation of security interest. So 6 talks about creation of the security interest by the security agreement in writing. And section 7 describes the requirements for the sufficient definition or description rather of a collateral, of the collateral, and we said that it can be specific or it can be general, okay, as long as it identifies the collateral. Then section 8 talks about the commingled funds, as long as traceable, but only up to that extent. And then let's say the collateral is disposed, still the security interest continues, nababago lang siya, diba? But then section 10 talks about the right of the grantor to create security interest in accounts receivable, which is not limited kasi syempre accounts receivable yon. Then 11 to 16 talks about the perfection of security interest. So, yun yung binanggit natin kanina about registration of the notice, possession or control, in relation to movables. And then we have deposit accounts and investment property, so perfection by control, which was discussed in section 13. And then continuous perfection in the proceeds, kapag proceeds yung collateral under section 14. Section 15 talks about perfection being maintained despite change in the means of perfection. Okay, so nauna nag-register tapos mamaya possession na. That is what is contemplated under section 15. And then we have section 16, which is the assignment of perfected security interest. Okay, so yun lang yung coverage nung nasa bar syllabus. Okay, basta lang alisin lang sa isip yung dati nating rules, on chattel mortgage, etc. The principle is still the same generally, but this time parang comprehensive na siya, lahat na ng klase involving movables and intangibles, unlike before where we have different laws. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, the electronic registry is the innovation of this law, okay, which is very important. Another good thing here is the focus on the importance of perfection of the security interest. Why? Okay, because it ensures third-party enforceability. Okay, I think I mentioned earlier that once you have perfected your security interest, then you now have the right, against, you can now enforce your right against third parties, including other creditors. So doon na papasok yung preference, nasa iyo, ikaw ba ang priority, diba? Which the perfected security interest, generally would have priority over those which were not perfected, diba? Kaya mas maganda either registered or controlled or possessed, diba? Yung collateral, depende on what type of assets, or collateral we're talking about. And then perfection also gives notice, diba? To whom? To third parties na kanina, diba sabi ko, hoy, teka, masilip nga, mayroon na ba? That is one aspect. Pwedeng makita ng iba. Parang due diligence on your part. May sinasanla sa akin, matingnan nga. Diba? Uy, Hindi na pala pwede itong mga shares na to, encumbered na. Ganun din, di ba? Yun yung sinasabi, that perfection serves as a notice to third parties that a security interest already exists on the property. Meaning that it's already encumbered and therefore, risk mo na if ever you want to continue with it, with the transaction with the grantor or debtor. Okay? What else? Okay? So, that's about it. No? So, I am not sure whether the Personal Property Security Registry or PPSR has already been established, but under the law, the Land Registration Authority is mandated to have this centralized online registry and to administer that online registry and to make it accessible online. I haven't tried yet. I would like to try if meron na and if it's working. So if you want, you can look for it and tell me, give feedback if it's already I was not able to check before this lecture if it's already in place, because it is required under the law, and that system is supposed to be accessible online, and you can file there, yun yung tawag nating registry. You can also search there, yung diba, gusto mo lang mag due diligence, and you can also retrieve records, as long as you have access to it, and paperless, diba, kahit papano. And para sa mga marites, bagay yan, I mean, yes, due diligence on our part if you want to make sure kung encumbered o hindi yung personal property na ginagawang collateral sa atin. Sa mga mahilig magpautang dyan, maganda to. Okay. Kasi at least, hindi lahat ng inaalok sa'yo na collateral ay magandang tanggapin. Diba? Baka naman nag-double na siya. Diba? Dati, pwedeng mangyari yon, but ngayon, the possibility is greatly reduced, especially if we have this security registry, because unless again the secured creditor did not want to perfect it through registration, therefore hindi siya lalabas dun sa registry. Pero if the register niya, and that is the highest form, para sa akin, that's the highest form of having your security interest perfected, kasi narehistro mo na. Okay? Although some of you might want to think that mas maganda ma'am hawak, possession, diba? Depende yan kung ano pinag-uusapan natin, because especially for intangible assets, posibleng hindi mo naman talaga mo-possess. So registration is the key. Okay? So it also speeds up the perfection process para secured ka na talaga, and we will now have a public record of what? Of perfected security interest. And again, it's good for those who would like to have due diligence if they want to loan out a certain amount to a person with that movable property as collateral. Okay? So another thing in relation to perfection of security interest by registration, so you have to file a financing statement. Okay, so it only means that you have to provide the names and pertinent details like address of the debtor and the secured party, the description of the collateral subject of the security interest, and some other information which you would like to put in. So syempre, kasi nga it serves as a lien, or an annotation, so kailangan meron namang nakalagay, kasi at least para alam, and papasok doon sa registry. Okay? So merong renewal ng registration is usually 5 years. Okay? So dapat i-renew if meron pa. Remember, kung wala na yung security interest, wala na. Okay? Wala na rin yun. So, ano pa i-renew mo? Dapat wala ka nang ma-renew if it's already, obligation is already paid for. Okay? And what else? So, if you do not perfect it, what will happen? You may lose your priority. No? Again, it might prove unenforceable against third parties. And kapag naging insolvent si debtor, di ba, nabangkarote siya, your claims will now be subordinated to those of the other secured creditors. So, this is a welcome law. Medyo technical lang, medyo nakakalito, especially for me. Maybe not for you because, well, kung pinag-aralan nyo na to dati, no, sa property, then, madali na sa inyo. Pero, pag sa amin, nasa chattel mortgage law, at saka sa mga provisions pa ng pledge, lumaki, o tumanda, for that matter, then, this was different, no, matter altogether. So, kailangan, instead of using chattel, pledge, etc., you use the term security interest. But again, the principle is the same. Okay? Except for the registry. No? So, parang in-update, minodernize, and now, parang at par na rin with real estate mortgage. No? So, and it now covers all transactions except again for those which are covered by separate laws like the aircrafts as well as ships or vessels or seagoing vessels. So that's about it for our discussion on secured transactions, and I hope that I don't know why it's here kasi parang nasa property siya sa civil law, karaniwan yan di ba? Pero ilagay lang sa commercial. I guess because of the nature, no, of the transaction, no, it's really commercial in nature, so that's why it was included under commercial law. But nevertheless, that's what the law is all about in a nutshell. And I hope that if ever questions regarding this law, no, appears in the bar examination, then you will remember the key things which I have discussed here. Okay, so thank you, and see you next time.